If you've been on the channel for a long time, you know that we don't really feature bags and stuff that often. Probably the last time we did, that bag ended up being my travel backpack for a number of years. But as we get older, the thing I'm about to invent, the bag bug, has bitten, and I've accepted, finally, because these guys have emailed me about a bunch of things over the time, I've accepted a couple of bags from Sandmarc in California. Right, so we've got two packs. The first one is the hybrid Sling, and then this one is the travel backpack. First impressions of this thing, that is nice material. I think they say 840D ballistic Oxford. That's nice. I do like this here. Does it go all the way? It goes all the way. So a bit of protection from the elements down there. Bunch of hooks, straps. That's quite nice. Sorry about the clinking and clanking on the bottom. That tells me that these things, metal loops there. Nice. I always like to know that I can strap my padlocks together and padlock everything in. Just one more step for security. Do we have handle? We have handles on both sides. That's actually very nice. Let's start to unzip things. Nice big pocket there, so maybe tripod or something. Now, I don't normally travel abroad with a big tripod, but we want to see. That's a nice cinch strap. Does this open here? It should do. A little clip, I believe. There. This might not be the prettiest video. It's a slide, so that's quite decent. It's quite fun actually. I get used to that. Slide. I think that's everything on this side. Let's just have a quick look at the bottom. Now this is where you can expand it, I believe, by another 5 litres, he says. To get used to that. Seems to be stuck. We'll get into that and see what the crack is there. But that goes all the way round. Yeah, we'll work that out. Currently it's stuck. Yeah, couple of hooks there. Is there a weatherproof thingy in here? Not sure. What is this bit? So we've got a strap that'll pull all the way out there. Could be very interesting. That all feels very good. On this side, another pocket, expandable for water or something. More likely going to put my water bottle in there. Grab handle on the top. That's everything there. Now, I like the fact it's all black. The little blue markings, it's fair enough. It's pretty discreet. This is fairly discreet, and the logo actually won't ring any bells on my travels. Certain bags, that is a deep pocket all the way in there. See, I'm not going to take a remote, but that is quite a decent size. I should have got a ruler, really, shouldn't I? Right, tape measure. Well, can you get 30 centimeters in there? Probably not. You can get almost 28 centimeters worth in there by 29-ish, roughly. Anyway, pretty cool. Nice, solid, weather-resistant seals there. Decent pocket there. I haven't found a weatherproof bag for this. I might have to take one with me, which I do always, just in case I end up in a downpour. But I wouldn't want to risk any bag too much. That's not designed for heavy downpours, but seems decent. These zips need a bit of working out. That is as far as that one will open. Decent amount of space in there. 3 pockets. That's all right, that. Actually, I like it doesn't open all the way down, but that is basically everything there. Now, don't laugh, but I use cookie sandwich boxes. That fits a treat. I can get stuff down there. I can get a second one in there, or the Osmo Pocket, but the idea is the Sling is possibly going to take the Pocket and stuff and extra things. Yeah, so I'm happy about that. So I want to check out the laptop section, but my laptop is currently in use monitoring this video, but we'll get to that. That is quite a deep pocket, and we've got 3 gadget pockets there, really soft actually. Is that another grabby point? That is interesting. There's a lot of stuff here. I do like this. I think we'll see in practice how that gets on, which might be a 6-month review because we need to actually use it. Now this pocket here is designed for a phone. That is good. They've put that across so it's not easy to snatch out. I was worried about that, if you can see it well. Anyway, as a quick overview, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential with that. Now the hybrid Sling wasn't quite what I was expecting. It's quite a chunky thing width-wise, so it'll stick out a bit, but it's actually equally well made with that really nice water resistant bottom. That is very handy. I don't like to put my gear down on wet floors, but sometimes traveling you just have to. I wouldn't mind actually, just give it a wipe off after and you're done. Now it's got those same metal ends there, decent. Everything is top quality. Now this is why I was a bit disappointed, because I'm not sure it's quite what I was expecting size wise. That is actually quite wide, but you've got them big gadget pockets there. You've got maybe a AirTag holder there. You've got probably a pen holder there. There's a lot going on with this thing. And then you've got the strap, which feels actually really nice, really comfortable. This could be fun. I'm not sure how I'm going to pack this out. Maybe, yeah, maybe my Osmo Pocket will go, because that would take up, let me show you, kind of that amount of space. So all that real estate would need to be used wisely with the other stuff that's normally in my travel backpack. Again, we're talking about 2 to 3 months travel, so you know, space is of the essence and has to be used wisely. We'll see. But then would I use this day to day for anything else? Could do that. Could also replace my normal little travel side bag. In fact, yeah, I could just use that. It's a bit bigger as my onboard bag instead of another onboard bag. Have that in there. Have all my other usual bits, my earphones and, you know, bits and pieces that I need on the flight. Interesting. Very, very curious. I've got some stuff to think about. I've packed it out as per my current travel bag. Now I haven't put all the intricate bits and pieces in, but I've put in the bulk because I want to see if everything fits and how it feels, and you know, if it's practical. Now this is for my use, yours might vary. Now this company is actually known for making iPhone stuff, and some say this is an iPhone creator's bag, which I'm not. I'm treating it as the travel backpack it says in the title. Yeah, anyway, there are a few things that I haven't put in here that I forgot to bring with me today. But the bulk, the effective size of the thing shall be tested. Let's have a little look inside. This is not a what's in my bag. So what fits in my bag. I've not put anything in the front pockets. Normally all I put are paper stuff, you know, maybe some snacks or something if they're going to be eaten fairly soon. And I think I usually put a weatherproof cover, which I need to test if my other one works. So we'll go straight into the main compartment. I've just realized I've forgotten something, but anyway, the point still stands. These will be bits, won't take up much more space. The main bulk of what I use is this big sandwich box, which will have my cameras in it, camera, lenses, cables, batteries, maybe mic stuff like that. That goes in nicely there. Now what I found was really cool is normally my Osmo Pocket bag sits in here too, and then I have this little bag for on board, but I managed to get the Osmo Pocket in its whole case. It's currently shooting now, but in its whole case inside the Sling. Now, if I wanted to, I could redistribute it throughout the Sling and save a lot of space. That is something I'm definitely considering, because there's a lot of room in this Sling, and I'm jury's still out on how often I will use it otherwise, but there's a lot of room for me to put all the bits that I need on the plane, so I might not even need this, but I like this little one when I'm out and about. But look at all the space I've still got, and the only other things that I throw in, a little fan, snood, stuff like that, but there's room, there's absolutely room to kill. Very happy with that, and this thing is proving to be more interesting than I initially thought, at least for my use. It's a very, very nice bit of kit. Just thinking about my use, because when I travel I like to minimize as much as possible. It's difficult when you've got camera gear and stuff, but yeah, very happy. And this is in the 25 litre mode, so I have expanded it, and I can easily put that Sling on its side like that, or however you call it, and fit it in with, you know, it's just really, really good. As it stands, I can't really put it down the side there, but that is perfect, and yeah, really happy with that. Now, what I've forgotten to do is, for the flip side, is put my tablet and my MacBook Air in, but my MacBook Air is only small. This you can get 15.6, so I've no bother with that. My tablet that I'm taking on the longer trips is 11 inches roughly. That'll fit in there no problem. I could even use these pockets for cables and bits and pieces. So as I said, I filled it out with the bulk, although I forgot some items. But it's this, it basically, it is the same. It's the same difference. It all fits in nicely. I've just got to get used to all these bits and pieces here. You know, I'm not sure if I missed the pocket on the back there yet that I have with my other one. I do appreciate the extra grab handles. We're getting to the end bit now, when we haven't even got enough use out of it yet, but yeah, interesting. Let's put it on and walk around like a lunatic with it. And we've got it on now, strapped up, good to go. I think there's a strap at the bottom here, but there's one here, as you can see. It's elastic, it feels okay at the moment. Everything is actually fitting in rather nicely, considering it is quite a boxy thing. And I do have the laptop and the tablet in there now. You know, I've filled it out even more since we looked in it, inside it in the car. Yeah, quite happy with that. Now, this pocket on the front, which they sort of put out there for iPhone shooters or whatever, I'm not interested in shooting from a phone there. I do have something that I am interested in shooting with from this pocket, but we'll talk about that in the final section, because I still have a few tests to do. Now, if I'm in the airport and I've got my phone, maybe I will pop this in here and secure it, and then I've got it straight there ready to go, instead of in a pocket, which at the airport might be filled with other stuff. Now, I do need to see how my water bottle fits in there, actually, just remembered. Now, I do have a problem with my water bottle. The top broke, which made it very interesting to use, but I've bought a little thing on Temu to help me hold it in place and carry it. Anyway, that's beside the by. That'll fit on the side. Normally it hangs off it, but we'll see. Right, so we'll pop this thing out. I mean, now I've got the laptop in, tablet and all that, it did push it out a bit, but it all feels fine. I was worried about if the back section was going to be problematic, because when I put it in at first, it did feel a little bit like it wasn't conforming to the flat shape, give or take the padding you've got for your back. But it feels okay, yeah. I'm going to use it a little bit more and then get back to you, because there's something we really need to touch on as usual, and it's the price. Yeah, before we get into the price, I just wanted to add another pro. Now I've had a chance to really get used to wearing and using the backpack. You know, you've got to give it bedding in time, so to speak. And it's that pocket that's designed for the phone to sit in and shoot video. Now, not of interest to me, but it does fit my Osmo Pocket 3 nicely, so I can shoot hands-free POV footage on my travels, and when it's not in use it can stay in there securely with the strap holding it in place. Happy days. That is, of course, when I'm using the backpack. I don't use it day to day otherwise. So is this kit worth buying? Well, the backpack is $249.99, so around £185.99, and the Sling $89.99 or $69.99 for us in the UK. Now, if you're in the US, shipping is free. For me in the UK, shipping starts at $19.95, so around £15. For the whole lot delivered to the UK, £267, which may look like a healthy wedge of cash for 2 bags. So it, you know, made me investigate the company a little before accepting this stuff, and I wanted to see if it was a product that's going to be around for a while, that's going to be looked after, you know. And yeah, the company is in the States. I even found their place on Google Street View like a loser, and the website states they've been around since 2013. That gives me a lot more confidence to invest in this kit. Clearly it's not cheap, neither in price, fit nor feel. Honestly, everything is top notch, and if it lasts as long as I think it will, it's a worthy investment.